This is Joel McCloskey. I am sharing my thoughts on Passion Week. I think that Jesus praying in the garden, it really has been standing out to me this year. I've been thinking about how before we go into a situation, so maybe it's a confrontation we have to have with someone, or maybe we're having a medical procedure or something like that. We feel this anxiety and this weight of that, and kind of leads to restlessness and maybe sleepless nights before leading up to that. And there's an uncertainty going into that of why we feel so anxious about that. Jesus, knowing what he was going into, I mean, how much greater the anxiety must have been of that. And for us it's an unknown. For Jesus it was a known. He knows what he's going into. So how great that anxiety must have been. And I think you can really see that in the prayer of Jesus, or the prayers of Jesus in the garden. Just the weight of what he's about to face. Jesus didn't suffer in his body. I mean, he definitely did. It was a terrible death. He was tortured, and a very agonizing death. There's a lot of, there's no human dignity in it. There's a lot of shame in it. So it was the physical death and the physical pain of that, but also there was, I think, a psychological and emotional component to it that just showed the completeness of Jesus' sacrifice, that he didn't take a quick death and be done. He really paid a heavy price for us. We're completely owned by sin and death. We have no ability of ourselves to beat that. But Jesus comes and he dies on the cross, and he pays the penalty for our sin, and releases us from the penalty of death by taking it on himself. He doesn't just say, well, I'm not gonna hold that against you. He says, no, I'm gonna take that on myself, and I'm gonna pay for it in its entirety. So it's such a great picture of the love of Jesus as he dies for us, and the sacrifice that he made, that he's paid that penalty. Not just washed over it, not just brushed over it, but said, I'm going to take that on, I'm going to pay it. I think the resurrection is a cool picture of, and kind of maybe the ultimate picture of Jesus as conquering king, as victorious king. He dies, and then he raises from the dead, and it's kind of like he's standing over this dragon of death with his foot on its throat and just saying, I beat you, I'm victorious over you. You have no hold on my people now, because I have defeated death, I've defeated sin. So I think it's such a great demonstration of his role as victorious king.